Hi, my name is Pradeep. I'm one of the co-founders of Kicksend, and we're a brand new way to send and receive files online. So let me get started by saying personal file sharing is completely broken online. Let's see why. A lot of people send files through email, but if you actually try to send anything more than 25 megabytes via email, you know that it's a terrible user experience. People hate using it. After a while, you'll have to start compressing photos or videos, and then you realize that you just don't like doing it. And on the other end, the people that you send these photos and videos to can't really use them because they're horribly compressed. They're just like this small, you know, they can't really see it. Not that great. So IAM, when does this actually ever work for somebody? For most people, IAM never works. There are firewall issues. Also, the bigger problem is that it's synchronous, which means both the sender and the recipient has to be online at the same time. It's really bad. It's not the way it should be. So what about solutions like Dropbox or Box.net? They're very popular. Not for non-technical users. For highly technical users, these things are actually easier to understand. But for people who know just enough to take a photograph and put it on iPhoto, having a concept of a shared folder that magically syncs in the cloud is not something they can set up on their own. So what about Facebook? That's also very popular, right? Facebook is not that private. It's actually really hard to send to a list of people and have it be private in Facebook. At least it's hard enough that non-technical people are not going to figure it out. So this is why we built Kichsend. Let me tell you a story. So one of the main motivations for building Kichsend was that my co-founder and I had a very hard time consuming files with each other and with our family members. So we would send stuff to our parents because we were very technical and we know how to send big batches of photos, but they could never send things back to us. Because if they had 200 photos, my mom, for example, she would select all 200 photos in iPhoto, then press email. And that would get things that are of no use to me, and I can barely see any of them because of the quality. Not that great. So what does Kichsend do? Kichsend lets you send files of any size and any quantity to any email address. On the recipient's end, these files are delivered instantly on email, desktop, mobile, and on the web. And this is all done asynchronously, which means the other person does not have to be online to get the files. So in the current file sharing landscape, email, IM, syncing, social networks, Kichsend is the only solution that solves all these problems. Oh, you can't see the last one. But it's the only solution that solves all these problems. We're really, really excited to show this to you. So this is our desktop app. This is a beautiful app that a lot of people like to use on a day-to-day basis. It looks a lot like iPhoto, which is intentional. Because people like iPhoto. People understand how to work with things that are contained within apps. They understand that Kichsend is an app that makes it very easy to send files and other things to other people. So they can drag things from iPhoto, which is good at handling photos, and drop it into Kichsend, which is good at sending things. And what you can essentially do is select 500, 600 photos in iPhoto, drag it into one of these names on over there in the corner, press send, and that's essentially your flow for sending files on Kichsend. On the other end, people will get them on email, desktop, web. This is our web interface. It allows you to see all of the files that you receive anywhere you are. Again, very clean design. People really like using it. This is our mobile interface. You're one of the few people to actually see this, or even screenshots of it, because it's heavily under production. It's not released yet. You can take photos anywhere you are on the planet and send it instantly to the hard drives of people. Nobody else has this right now. So we launched about 3 months ago, and there's been over a terabyte of average small file sent. Press love us. And today we announced that we raised a pretty big seed round funded by True Ventures. So to summarize, file sharing is a massive market, and we believe personal file sharing is completely broken. With Kichsend, we're finally fixing the problem, and we're setting the stage for the future. That's it.
Would anyone like to ask Pradeep a question?
Someone please ask me about Ruby, because I missed that slide.
Tell us how you use Ruby in Kicksend.
We use Ruby everywhere in Kichsend. So the core of Kichsend is actually written in Ruby, coupled with a real-time stack. And we're a very data-driven company, which means that we measure everything, and it's the only way to build a consumer business. And we want to be a big consumer product. So we use Ruby from everything to actual production code, to a lot of the analytics code, and we're one of the few companies that has more analytics code than production code. So Ruby plays a big part in all of this. And of course, the native apps are written in Cocoa and so on. But both the founders, me and my co-founder Brendan, we're both Rubyists, and we've been working with the language for a very long time. And we can't imagine writing in anything else. And, Master said it's really weird to love a programming language, and it's true. We've been doing that for a long time.
All right, thank you very much, Pradeep. Let's give him a hand.